There was a time when an invitation to a party hosted by Sean Diddy Combs was one of the most sought-after tickets in the entertainment industry. With guest lists that included Justin Bieber, Mariah Carey, Paris Hilton and Jennifer Lopez, it was a chance to rub shoulders with some of the biggest celebrities. Jay-Z and Beyoncé even released new music at his events. When Diddy winked at you and said come into the VIP section, you knew you were going to have a really good night. Rob Shooter, who worked as a publicist for the rapper at the height of his fame, told BBC News in an exclusive interview. Now Mr. Shooter's former star client is sitting in a Brooklyn jail cell, a short drive away from the Hamptons, where he once presided over decadent celebrity bashes. Mr. Combs's fall from grace has been swift, with an extensive federal criminal case charging him in a sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy. More than a dozen civil lawsuits have also been filed, accusing the music mogul of assaults, rape and sexual extortion. One lawyer said he represents more than 100 alleged victims who claim they were sexually abused. The Harlem-born rapper has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing, whether in relation to the criminal or civil allegations. The rapper's representatives declined to comment for this story. But previously Erica Wolf, a lawyer representing Mr. Combs, has told media the rapper emphatically and categorically denies the allegations. She said they are false and defamatory. He is set to go on trial in May 2025. Mr. Shooter, who worked for Diddy from 2002 to 2004, said Mr. Combs was at a pivotal moment in his career when he started working for the rapper. Mr. Combs had founded Bad Boy Records in 1993, a label that represented some of the biggest names in hip-hop including artists like Notorious B.I.G. and Usher. In 1998, he created the Sean John clothing line that later became a cultural phenomenon. From there he dipped into fragrances, alcohol and even set up a media company, becoming the host of multiple reality shows where he would discover new talent and make people stars. Mr. Shooter said that when he first joined the rapper's world, Mr. Combs wanted to transform his persona and elevate his career, looking to use his parties to keep himself at the center of the entertainment industry. He was just figuring out that how he could get the most attention was to become the party king of New York. Mr. Shooter said Mr. Combs was obsessed with power and a deep desire to remain famous, explaining the star loved to have his photo taken and wanted to show off his lifestyle. It was Mr. Shooter's job to help keep Diddy at the top. Being part of his entourage, he said, was like being part of a circus. The rapper was the ringmaster. He said he never witnessed any sexual misconduct. I've seen the imbalance of power, he said. What I haven't seen is what is now alleged, which is just horrific. The reason he was such a superstar is because all he thinks about is Diddy. From the minute he wakes up until the minute he goes to bed, Mr. Shooter told BBC News. Diddy's hobby is Diddy. He also claims Mr. Combs also held a deep fascination with the British royal family. Mr. Shooter said he remembers being asked more than 10 times to call Prince Harry and Prince William with invites to parties, offering to cover their travel, lodging and even pay for their security. In his lavish New York apartment, the rapper kept framed pictures of the princes, Mr. Shooter said, explaining. He thought of himself as a king, so it makes perfect sense that he would like to have 2 princes in his entourage. Both Harry and William never accepted an invite from Mr. Combs, he added. But saying no to the music mogul wasn't something many others did. There were always guns around Diddy, Mr. Shooter said, describing metal detectors in his apartment that resembled those at an airport. It was strange. Mr. Shooter described firearms all over the rapper's home. In his private living quarters, security guards had guns strapped to their ankles. Mr. Combs held a close circle and was serious about both his security and his image. You don't get to be Diddy unless the people around you are buttoned up. There was nobody around him sloppy. In the Los Angeles area, the rapper lived on what has become known as Beverly Hills' most expensive street. The high fences allow celebrities to hide from prying eyes. Hugh Hefner's Playboy mansion sits a few doors down. The towering gates of Mr. Combs' estate have flaming torches burning day and night. Neighbors told the BBC they often called police over his parties. A Freedom of Information request by the BBC has revealed that officers were dispatched to parties at the P. Diddy mansion 14 times over 7 years. On a street where discretion and privacy are of the utmost importance, no one wished to be named, but neighbors described privately to the BBC what they witnessed, saying they were fed up and disturbed by what they saw. For 6 or 7 years it was just parties, 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 one neighbor said, adding she saw females at all hours, coming out and sitting down on the street. They didn't know where they were. She said they appeared lost, and their underwear was showing.